Alrighty, thanks for staying with us. Today is March 14th. The digits 314 are crucial because that means today is Pi Day. So that is what we are talking about now. It's National Pi Day, Christina.
It's exciting.
And tell me what pie is. We're not talking about what we eat.
Well, apparently not. I was thinking cherry, apple, but I mean, unfortunately, we're talking about the mathematical constant here, the mathematical number, 3.14, and it's of course represented by the Greek letter pi. And today there are plenty of ways to celebrate the holiday and of course just math in general. So here to share just a little bit more about pi and STEM is Dr. Quinn Morris. He's an assistant professor of mathematics at Appalachian State University, Appalachian I should say. I don't want to get crucified by the North Carolinians. I'm from Georgia. I apologize. But thank you so much for being with us this morning.
Good morning. Happy Pi Day to you both.
Yes.
Happy Pi Day. So we have to talk about pi. We know it's significant in math because it does help us to at least calculate a circle, the circumference, if I'm right. But take it away, Dr. Quinn. Tell us just a little bit more about the number.
Sure, yeah, so you're right on track there. So pi, the way we normally first learn about it, we might see it in a formula for the area or the circumference of a circle. But pi is just the ratio of a circle's circumference, so that's the distance around the outside of the circle, to its diameter, which is the distance across. And so one of the first sort of things people discovered about pi is no matter what size circle you draw, if you take that distance around the outside and divide it by the distance across the middle, you always get this same number, 3.1415, so on and so on. From there, pi was an important quantity for a lot of reasons, and so people tried to discover more things about it. So we know that pi, for example, is irrational. Irrational means we can't write it as a nice fraction of two whole numbers. We also know that it's transcendental. What does that mean? Well, transcendental means pi isn't likely to show up as a solution to some sort of polynomial equation that you might solve in an algebra class. And there's still lots of things we don't know about pi. So we're not sure. We know that it's like 3.14159, so on and so on. And we know that the decimal expansion never repeats. We know that it goes on forever, but we actually don't know. Maybe there are more 9s than 2s, or maybe there are more 7s than 6s. So we actually don't know sort of how those digits are distributed, even though this is a number we've been talking about for hundreds, if not thousands of years at this point.
And this is why we have Dr. Morris here on the show talking about it, and not Christina and I. So we know that you are celebrating Pi Day at App State, right? Tell us what you guys have going on.
Yeah, so actually, unfortunately, as happens sometimes, we're in the middle of spring break right now, so we have to delay our Pi Day celebrations by about a week. But typically every year, our math club is really involved in celebrating Pi Day here. They do a big fundraiser where they put out a bunch of jars. The jars have different professors' names on them, and whoever's jar ends up with the most money gets a pie in the face. I have not, thus far in my time here, been lucky enough to win that, but who knows, maybe this could be my year. And we also just use it as a fun opportunity to, talk about pi, solve some fun puzzles, learn more about pi and fun facts about pi, and so we just use it as an excuse to do some fun math, which we don't really need an excuse to do that here in the math department. We do that most days anyway. But it is a fun day to get people involved in just thinking about math, even people who may not be a math professor or taking a math class. It's just a good excuse to do some fun math.
And Dr. Morris, first of all, we have to acknowledge you guys are having some snow right now, so I'm sure you guys
actually,
are.
Brian showed that live shot earlier. My office building is actually in that live shot.
Oh,
so
is it really?
In that live shot, yeah, we have. Usually we dream of white Christmases, but we get a white Pi Day this year.
And a white spring break.
A white spring break. So next time we'll have to call you ahead of time so you can wave out the window for the live shot. But Dr. Morris, we're going to try to make sure that you are able to get that social media campaign so he can get the pie to the face, hopefully, at least soon enough. But thank you so much for sharing all your information about pi.
Stay warm too. Come on back next year for Pi Day once again. Great to see you, Dr. Morris. And everyone at home, visit the website on your screen to learn more about the mathematics department at App State and everything that they have. But let's send it over.